Welcome, ghosts and ghouls. Should that be our new thing?
I don't know. Maybe. Do you guys like that?
Probably not. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Supernaturals podcast. We are your hosts, Jake and Cal. Actually, you know what? We're your hosts, Cal and Jake today. How about that?
It is alphabetically correct.
Always Jake first. Yeah. Yeah. What the hell? Why is it always Jake and Cal? It's always Jake and Cal, but never Cal and Jake.
Because Jake and Cal sounds just more
fluent. It does sound better.
Cal and Jake,
I can't even lie. It does sound better.
Because your name's nice on the end of the sentence, whereas mine's just nice and easy at the front.
Just picked last, just like always.
I was born first, second.
Actually,
yeah.
You and I are both middle children.
That's true.
So,
but I'm talking about the year.
Okay. Well,
yeah. All right, guys, we have something really special in store for you today.
Yes.
We're talking about Hell House one more time.
Yeah, one more time.
Unless Steven comes on, but
yeah, then it'd be three times. No. But yes, we hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode with Joe Bandelli, one of the producers on the film. He also acted as the Hell House clown in a couple of the films, and he also acted himself in the and he did the film operating and all that kind of stuff. So go check that out. Cool. You know, that's a fun one. We got some behind the scenes on how they, really built Hell House from the ground up. And
yeah, it's a great episode, and it leads really well into this week.
Yes, because this time
we had an actor on, and she was talking to us about the hardships and kind of her experience through her career. Mm-hmm. And it was, quite interesting, and it was a great little conversation.
I think it's, I don't know, Catherine Carmichael herself, Cayla Berejikian. Anyway, yeah, she was on, and it was pretty fun. You guys are going to hear the interview here in a second. It was cool. We really enjoyed talking to her. So it was nice getting a different kind of perspective, really. Yeah, on the whole thing. And obviously we're bettering our interview, like us, our technique, I guess, because, God, I'm nervous. But yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, I went to college for this shit, so
exactly
have to be good.
No, yeah, it was a great conversation, and we talked a little bit about her life, her story, the Carmichael Manor. She didn't give us a whole lot on Lineage. Kind of sucks, but you know what?
We're ready for the movie. Lineage is about to come out here, so everybody go see it in theaters.
Yeah, definitely go see it, and enjoy our talk with Cayla.
Yeah. So, see you guys at the end of the episode. The power going out was crazy. That was
hot.
Really?
It was like 4 days in a row where we didn't have power.
Are you in a studio, or is this like a home office?
It's a homemade studio.
Okay, that's very cool.
But yeah, the power just cut out like 4 times. They were working on something, but it seems to be okay. So hopefully we're good. Okay,
yeah, you'll get a signal from me if something's wrong.
You'll be like, guys.
Yeah, I could do a little hand thing.
Yeah, we definitely feel you with the air conditioning. It's been hot as can be here too.
Yeah. Can I ask where you guys are based? I'm sorry for not.
Yeah, we're in Colorado.
You're in Colorado. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So extreme weather both times of the year, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You're in New York, right?
I am. Yeah. I'm in Brooklyn. So I'm running a summer camp right now, and we don't have air conditioning for the children. So there's been a lot of like running around and in the heat and hoping that no one gets heat stroke. And it's been a battle every day, but
What's the summer camp you're doing?
Have you ever heard of the Waldorf school or Waldorf education? Anything of that nature? You guys aren't teachers, so probably not, but it's like a alternative education. A lot of art, like famous artists send their kids to the school. So it's kind of a fun, it's a fun crowd. It's interesting.
Very cool. It's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I like your "Stay Spooky" sign. It's very cool.
Thanks. They're on our hoodies too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we got hoodies.
Nice. That's great.
All right. Cool. You good to go?
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Sweet.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, welcome. Thanks for being here. We have someone very special today. She's an actor in some of our favorite movies. Well, mostly mine.
Yeah, you.
Hell House
Oh,
is
okay.
Hell House is like my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. And well, the first one was for a while, and then the fourth one became a very close second. So, and
Wow, that's
we
exciting.
just had Joe recently on, and he was like, "Yeah, the 1 and 4, everybody seems to just enjoy the most." So
Yeah.
it's really cool. But still, we have someone very special. We have Cayla Berejikian on today. Did I say that right?
You did. I was just going to say, thank you. It's a tough one.
we practiced that probably 100 times before.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Making
I'm
sure
glad.
that we could say it right.
Yeah.
So welcome. Thanks for being on our show today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're really excited. Kind of to kick things off, we wanted to kind of go back to your roots and see, where you came from and what kind of got you into acting in the first place.
Yeah. So I grew up near Seattle. So I grew up in Washington. It wasn't, there wasn't a lot of acting around me when I was a kid. I did one play, Shoemaker and the Elves, when I was in 3rd grade, and I couldn't even get up on stage. It was a disaster. So it wasn't until I was in high school that, a friend of mine tried out for a play, and I was like, I guess I'll come with you. I'll skip my water polo practice and, go to the audition. And I just had so much fun. And then I started reading all these acting technique books. I was like an acting nerd for a couple of years there, like 16, 17 years old. And I was reading like Uta Hagen and Lee Strasberg, and just, seeing myself moving to New York one day and doing it. So eventually I did. I came here to study acting when I was 18. So I've just been here ever since in Brooklyn. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Has it been beneficial living there with pursuing acting?
It's interesting, actually. I talk about this a lot with my friends who are, trying to pursue careers in entertainment. I feel like, it's great to meet other artists. There's definitely, that's kind of where we've all, not everyone, but, a lot of people have come here, or LA, I suppose. But most projects don't shoot here. So it's kind of, it's ironic. It's like I'm auditioning for things that are just taking place anywhere but in the city.
Yeah. So you're always like having to fly out.
Yeah. And so, I know a lot of people want to live in LA for that reason. So you can like work and live in the same area. But yeah. So it's, I think the industry is changing a little bit too, where it seems like you can kind of do this, anywhere, and you'd like to, in the US. So
now, is flying to these locations, is that a part of like the movie's budget, or does that come out of your pocket?
When I was first starting, there were a few projects where I paid for it myself. But no, yeah, typically it comes out of the film.
Yeah. Would you say it was worth it to pay for it yourself in that moment?
You know what? At the time, I'm thinking of one film in particular. I just really liked the script, and the people were amazing. It was a sci-fi thriller. It was called Leaving. I think they ended up sending it to some festivals. They did pretty well. But it was, at the time it was worth it. I was just so eager. I had gotten out of acting for a few years after college, and then decided to come back to it. And so I was like, I'll take anything, and I'll, as long as I like the script and the people seem nice, I'll do it. So yeah, so it was a good time. It shot in Erie, Pennsylvania. So that was, have you ever been there?
Nope.
No.
It is an eerie town. It's very eerie. And it's beautiful. So it was cool.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So like, obviously in acting, we know, we don't know too much.
We try it ourselves.
We
a little
try.
bit. We dabble in it.
Okay.
It's obviously not like you, but we try. Yeah. But basically, like, we know it's a pretty challenging field. Is it wrong to assume that? I think it's probably pretty challenging.
Yeah.
So like, have you seen, I guess, your approach like for a role like change, kind of like how you prepare for a role change throughout kind of your career so far? Or is it kind of just like you found something that works and then you kind of just stick with that one thing? It's like I don't know, what would you call it? When you like what we do, like, for
kind of staying in your lane.
Yeah. Well, just like you do something like, like we prepare for our NFL days by wearing the same jersey and doing things like that. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Superstitious.
Like having like a process or Well, I used to, I guess, like I mentioned, I used to read all these books about acting technique, and I was like, oh, I want to go study this in a studio, and I really want to, get in there and like discover the magic, So I have been to a few different studios now and taken classes, and I used to approach things kind of with that technique in mind. Like I would, there was actually a point on Hell House Origins where I went and did like a meditation exercise in one of the rooms because I was just so nervous for this like one scene that we were doing. And it helped kind of ground me. So every once in a while, I think it's like an as needed thing. You pull out certain techniques for certain moments when you need them. But something that has been useful for me is just like taking a break every once in a while and not acting for a few weeks, because you start to feel like a fake person the more if you're submitting these auditions every day and you're like, making yourself cry in your room. And, I don't know, there's something about it that it can kind of disconnect you from the simplicity of it. Because at the end of the day, it really is just, hey, what if this happened? Well, how would you react, And we were actually talking about that on set. There were one of the actor who played Chase, he was saying, if I really just think about how scary this would be, it's kind of enough, and I think a lot of actors are just really sensitive people. And so, it's those feelings just kind of like bubble up, and you have to just not be afraid to let them be there and to show people how you're feeling. I think that's really, because we go throughout our lives being very, like, oh, I can't say that. Oh no, I did too much. I mean, I was at work today and I probably said like, 10 things that were too much, so just, like articulating my feelings too much. And so, but that's why I like acting, is you don't have to be afraid of that. So
very cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Speaking of challenges, has there been any that you've been able to overcome or kind of came across during your career so far that's like stuck out to you?
Yeah. I guess other than like the constant, anxiety of like, oh, I hope this goes well, like every time you show up on a new set, there's new people. And, I would say, I guess like not one particular challenge, which is a good thing. I haven't been traumatized yet in the industry or anything. There was one film I did where we had to sit in these floaties out on a lake to shoot this scene, and the camera was hanging over us. And I was shivering and shaking, and like it was just not the right weather for this scene at all. And so, I had goosebumps, and I'm like, my teeth are chattering, and he was like, all right, can you just like hide the fact that you're cold? And I was like, I don't think I can actually. I'm not that good of an actor. So that probably was one of the, that's the first one coming to mind. But there are just moments like that where it's like, this isn't, or like you'll have a camera stuffed in your face and you can't see your scene partner. And it's like, all right, pretend that she's there. And
so you're just talking to the camera.
Yeah, just say something, it's like, okay. And a lot of the time in the moment you think it's so much worse than it is. And you see it and you're like, oh, that was fine. It was believable enough. We'll go.
Yeah,
we've came across that
we've
literally
done that a few times
in our short film that we're actually making right now. We've came across that where we do the scene and we're like, that was kind of bad. Yeah. But then we watch it back and we're like, actually, it's not that bad.
That's the best realization you can have. That's perfect.
Kind of staying on that topic a little bit of the challenges, but also like, what was it like, going into the Hell House crew that was kind of already established, and working with people that have been connected for a while, and you just being kind of the newcomer?
Yeah. It was kind of scary, honestly. Yeah. Because I arrived, I think they had been already shooting for 2 weeks on the first movie when I got there. They were doing all of the Carmichael stuff at the end of the shoot. So everybody was already like in this rhythm. And I think even the day I showed up, they were shooting these scenes outside, and I just hear people screaming out in the woods. And I was like, oh, I haven't even like met these people. I don't know what's going on. So, but I didn't know a lot about the movies before auditioning. I got the offer, and then I started looking. I was like, what is this? This is exciting. I love horror. So I was already thrilled to be a part of it, but but it was definitely, I guess, more so intimidating because they'd already built up this sort of like rhythm, and they were already shooting and having a great time, which was really cool. It was to just jump into that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
The one thing we gotta say, I have to.
Okay.
The piano scene in Carmichael Manor was so sick. Like, it was so cool.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Was it you actually like playing the piano?
Yeah. I mean, it was 4 notes, but
I mean, I think you learned it, didn't you?
Yeah.
oh, sweet, yeah.
But I'm just like, that's the one thing like that impressed me so much because like you're playing the piano, you're also singing, but then at the same time, like there's just like this just fear. And it was like, okay, this is a sick scene. Like I seriously was like, this is so cool. So I mean, I kind of just want to say like, is that you said you had to like meditate for like a scene or whatever. Was that the scene?
Yeah. No. So
okay.
The meditating was before the scene where, Catherine is crying and she's like, they're coming, because I really wanted to like get into a place where I'm like, I'm about to die. So there was a lot of like build up to that. I was, at one point I was thinking about Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
When the like earlier in the movie when he first sees death and he realizes he's run out of like lives, and this is so stupid, but it worked in the moment. And the Grim Reaper's coming towards him, and he keeps getting these flashbacks to when he's like a little cat, and he's you know exactly what I'm okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I can see it on your face.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So I for some reason like I was having trouble kind of because I was so anxious about the scene, and I just thought about Puss in Boots, and then suddenly I was there and I was with him, so sometimes weird stuff like that helps, but no, but the piano scene was my favorite though. That was a lot of fun to shoot, and Steve was really excited about it. That was the audition scene that he had sent me, and I remember just like doing it in my room like really quickly, and I liked it so much that on the first take I was like, oh, I think that was it. That felt, because there's just my favorite thing, especially in horror films, is it's not the moment of like when the peak of the fear or the horror. I guess it's more like the terror like building up to it. Like that sense of dread building, because it's something that we all can relate to, like even if we've never had a horrible supernatural experience or anything. Like, that feeling of like something is deeply wrong and I'm unsettled and I don't know, and it's only going to get worse from here. That's like, I think we all feel that on like Sunday evening, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's fun to like sit in that and like, let it be, what it is. So
on the flip side of that, we just saw they released like a minute long clip of the new film.
Oh yeah.
And like it looks like it's the same piano scene. Like you probably have seen it, right? In the drive through and stuff. So like
it looks so sick.
It looks so good. But the like you look like it's a different vibe, obviously, because the first one, Catherine is freaking out. And there's like this tension. And then the second one, you're looking in the camera and you're like, hey, so he's behind you or whatever. Like, is there like, is it fun to play that character, or would you rather play like kind of the more fearful character?
Yeah. So it is really fun, actually, and I wish I could do that more. I've never been cast as the like the evil one in any of. I'm usually the scared girl. But that was fun. Yes. Steve was just like, I don't know, just show me what you got and I'll tell you if it's not working. I was like, okay, great. Cause I had no idea what he wanted for it. I was like, do you want like a deadpan sort of thing? Or do you, but I always try to find like, if I like, let's say I was possessed by a demon, what's the demon feeling, or something. Like if it was something, then that's kind of like where I take it. So, but yeah, just trying to find some sort of like dark emotion to cling on to it. It's like, why am I telling her this? Or why am I doing, I don't want to say too much about the scene. I'm sure it would be spoiler, but
yeah. No, we're really excited for that movie.
Yeah, we saw that clip and I was just like, bro.
That's cool.
So obviously the new one's a narrative piece, and we talked to Joe about that a little bit, but what's it like doing found footage as the actor? He said it's challenging because you have to like show them how to use the camera and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So how was that for you? Like that experience?
Yeah. They're in the first, or not the first movie, but the fourth.
The first one you were in, right?
The first one I did. Yeah. There were a few scenes where I had to hold the camera, and I wasn't prepared for the kind of like split that was gonna happen, because they were like, okay, make sure when you go down the hall you turn and you get this framing as best you can. They were very good about being like, perform mostly, like worry about that, but we do want to see this also. I was like, okay. So and I, because I love the like being behind the camera too, so I think I kind of switched into like a more analytical like brain during those scenes. And I was like, okay, still, and then go, okay, no, So I was doing that, and then I'm trying to like emote with my voice. But once I kind of got the hang of it after the first few takes, then it was fun and like really immersive. Because, you want to be in the actor brain of like, oh, I'm just carrying my camera around and filming, my siblings or whatever. But you don't want to mess up the movie. Like, I think it hit me at one point. I was like, oh, whatever I do here could end up in the film. I don't want it to suck.
Yeah.
But it is nice. It's nice to perform behind the camera, because then you get to kind of just be in the scene with no, it's like, oh, there's no eyes on me. This is cool.
We definitely relate to that as well. But, like I said, the movie we're making, I'm behind the camera in our found footage film. And
cool.
it's really difficult to, try to get the scene while also trying to say lines and act. And it's a lot to think about in your head. So can totally get where you're like, please don't mess this up. And you're doing it for someone else. If I mess it up, it is what it is. But
right, exactly. But it's like, oh no, this isn't even my project. Yeah.
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 So Joe had also told us that there were a few times throughout the movies where he genuinely like scared some of the actors. Well, in Origins, he was the clown, and he said that Bridget, who plays Margot, was like genuinely afraid of him for like the majority of their shooting. So were there any moments where you were like actually like scared, or was it kind of just you're like, it's it's just a movie? But
yeah, I guess something in between. I definitely when I first saw the clowns, those clown mannequins that we like, I was alone with them in the room for a little bit, and I didn't love the way that felt. So I was like, there's something about these. It does feel like there's a real ghost. I think during my scenes, it was more, I was just treating it as like, this is a job, and we'll, whatever it takes to get there. But there was a night, this is when we filmed Lineage, where I was was one of the only people staying in the house on this particular night. It was earlier in the shoot. And it's like it's a big, creepy, there's lots of rooms, and there weren't many people, like there wasn't anyone in most of the rooms. So I felt like I was in an empty house by myself. I think there was like a couple other people, but I had been woken up in the middle of the night because I heard this like click, and like a light came on, and I like looked around, and I was like, oh, is it time to shoot? Like, and my first thought was, oh, it's 8 a.m. Oh no, I'm like late. Someone just woke me up. And then I look, and it's like, no, it's 2:45 in the morning. And the light above my head that had like a chain under it had like switched on. And so in that moment, I was convinced that, and I don't believe in ghosts, but I was like, this place might actually be haunted. It might be a perfect place for a horror movie. It freaked me. And then the whole, like the next morning I show up to the shoot. I'm like, guys, I think this place is actually haunted. Everyone's like, okay, Cayla, that's nice. Can you just go get ready for I was like, no, I'm serious. But that's the only experience I've ever had like that. And it happened to be at the Carmichael Manor. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, that location was really cool.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite all-time things. And Joe had said, he's like, we tried not to be as cinematic for number 4, but it looks so good. Yeah. It really does.
Yeah.
Like everything about it, just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And the feel of being there too. It's just so creepy. It's great.
Yeah. Where is that house actually located?
Oh, geez. I should know that. I get driven out to set, and I'm like, it's in Pennsylvania somewhere, I think. Yeah. So sorry, I don't have that answer.
No, you're good.
So, I mean, is there, because just, I think, last thing I'll probably ask about Hell House, but obviously Lineage is a more narrative driven thing, and, Carmichael Manor was, more found footage. So like, is there a way that like you prepare to, is there a difference in preparing for like a found footage film or like, and for a narrative film, or is it kind of the same thing?
I do think it's pretty much the same. I mean, and then there was just that kind of adjustment of, like I said, being behind the camera and being like, oh no, I don't know how to do this at all. I can't, or like the camera's pretty heavy. I don't know what I'm doing,
Yeah. Fair.
But no, yeah, I would say, I mean, I don't know if, like, I'm sure some actors are different, but for me, it's always just been like, whatever I can do to connect in this moment, I'm going to do it. And, if I have to think about Puss in Boots or not, whatever. But yeah, I would say so.
Cool.
Another thing that we brought up, while interviewing Joe is he said that the cast really connects. Like, did you find yourself connecting with the people on set a lot? Like, did you become friends with them off camera and all that? Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was there for less time. So, I mostly connected with, the girl who played Margaret. So I was able to, like make a little bit of a friendship with her, and I still talk to the other actors every now and then. We've hung out like one other time. But it was a really nice vibe on set, and Joe's great. I'm glad you guys had a little convo with him. He's cool.
Yeah,
he's a cool guy. Yeah. Which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah. So I mean, it was just a really great. It was one of my favorite shoots that I've done, just because the vibe was really open, welcoming, and just like professional. They just kept it. They just kept it real. They already knew what they were doing. There was none of that kind of, oh, there's a lot of first time filmmakers here and we're kind of confused, which is fine. It's necessary, but it does kind of slow things down. So yeah, but it was great.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Do you have any more Hell House questions?
Hell House related? I don't think so.
Do you have any other questions?
But you had mentioned you're a big horror fan, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of movies do you like? What's your favorite like horror movie?
It depends on when you ask, I guess. Right now, my favorite is Talk to Me. Have you guys seen?
That's like,
yeah, it's also my second favorite movie.
Amazing. Well, I have but this is like, it has jewelry on it right now, but I have a hand. It's one of like the Talk to Me hand. I was gonna write like a bunch of creepy stuff on it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I got that from a friend because they were, they know that I love it. But no, I just thought that was such a good, I think about it like, like it's about drug use and whatever. I don't know if that's, but in my opinion, that was the coolest part, was that there's this kind of like being on the precipice and everyone's having fun. And that's why it was so scary to me. Cause I was like, oh, it's just like there's nothing you can do. Like the social pressure is gonna,
right. Yeah.
Gonna overcome you. Yeah.
It was a completely cool idea. Have you seen their second movie?
I was just gonna ask that. Yeah.
No, you're not the first person to tell me that though. But I forgot. What's it called?
Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
Bring Her Back. Okay.
It was a movie that we genuinely couldn't talk after the movie.
Yeah. I actually left the theater and I was like, I feel depressed, but like in the best way.
That's cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to give it this weekend.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's out on streaming now. I believe so. Yeah, give it a watch. It's Danny and Michael. Hopefully, we have them on here one day. But they are very creative people.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Boy? That's another favorite of mine. The
one where
he's like
he ends up being in the wall.
Yeah, he's in exactly the big spoiler. Yes, he's in the wall. No, but that twist, that's like my favorite twist I've ever seen in a horror movie, because the whole time it's like, okay, it's a doll, we get it. It's not a doll.
Not a doll at all. Yeah. I think the cool scene in that one was when they break the wall.
Oh, I'm losing your audio. I'm sorry.
Oh,
can you hear us now?
Are we good?
I heard the cool scene in that one and then it cut out. I'm sorry.
Are we good now?
Can you hear?
I still can't.
Oh no.
I told you I'll give a signal.
It's all good. Let's see.
The heck happened, dude?
Oh, there you are.
Oh.
I don't know. Can you?
I can hear you again. I can.
You must be moving.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving. All right, I'll just.
We're back.
I'm gonna stand like this the rest of the time.
All right. Anyway, you were saying.
Anyway, yeah. So no, that scene at the end when he comes
I lost you again every time.
I'm just done.
For whatever reason, your microphone does not want you to say this.
Is it really
moving something?
No, dude.
Can you hear me? No. Okay.
Nope.
Still nothing.
Dude, so get the thing again. Are we back?
I heard that. It was very quiet, but I did hear something.
We're back. We're back.
Yes, you're back.
Okay.
All right. You know what?
This cord is really janky.
We're not going to talk about that scene anymore because apparently somebody doesn't want me to. So, anyway.
Yeah, we love horror movies, so it's always fun to talk horror movies with other people, because although it's kind of crazy, because when we deep dive Reddit, sometimes people hate on movies that I think are so fantastic, and then they just love stupid movies that I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's true. Yeah, Joe is telling us that he's like, Hell House has had such a they got kind of big because of the reaction on Reddit. And he said there's some really good Reddit threads out there about Hell House. And he goes, there's also some really bad ones.
Yeah.
So
I know. Yeah, that's part of some of the actors were talking about that, like trying not to read the reviews too much because, some people are just out there to hate and they will, and
Yeah,
and
they
at the
are.
end of the day, I find it so funny because I'm like, it's a horror movie. Like, it's not, at the end of the day, it isn't that serious. I think that it can still be a beautiful work of art, but it's supposed to be fun and scary. Like, that's what we're here for.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's always the ones that they have no idea how to make a movie. They just say it.
They got an opinion about everything, and
Yeah,
is
the
quite
worst
funny.
critics.
Yeah. I do want to ask last thing. Is there kind of any advice that you would give to somebody in the acting field or somebody who's looking to get into that field?
Yeah. I think, there's always like the first few steps you can take of just like taking any unpaid work you can find, and just like making a reel and just getting experience in front of the camera, signing up for a class. I mean, that's all like boring. You could find ChatGPT could tell you that, but I think, at the end of the day, like, you just have to start doing it. Like I spent so much time thinking about acting and, it wasn't until I had just like thrown myself into as many projects as possible that I started to be like, oh, this is how this works. Or like, and then you start to feel like you can feel oriented on set and know what you're doing. And I mean, it's fun. Like, anyone who wants to do it should just do it. And if, you can't pay the bills doing it right away, that's normal. And you should just keep doing it as much as you can and have a good time. I think, just like anything creative, like it's part of living, we need to stay creative as much as we can. So
that's like the biggest thing we have going right now is,
Yeah.
the money doesn't come in, but we love doing it. So, and we keep doing it because of it.
Yeah. It could be so much worse. You could, just be doing things you hate all the time.
That is true. Is there any project like that you've done over your whole career that you've loved the most?
Oh, you know what? I think my favorite has always been like writing my own work and then like making it with friends of mine who I trust and really enjoy working with. Cause like being on set is really the most, like, it's great to have something you're proud of at the end and be like, oh, my performance was nice in this moment, or, but it's really, if you can have a good experience where you're all kind of like in a creative flow state together, and that's easier when you're working with people you already have a bit of a connection with.
Yeah, totally.
That's really that's like the really thrilling. I'm sure you guys understand you're making stuff, together. So
it does make the dynamic of it all easier because we've known each other for a while. So.
Yeah. And you kind of already speak each other's language. So there's a little bit of a, you can just kind of like lock in and start getting things done. It's really cool. Yeah.
Cool. Well, awesome, Cayla. Thank you so much for being on our show today. It's been a pleasure. Like, it's been great talking to you. Yeah. As we wrap up here, you want to plug yourself a little bit? Tell us what you got going on and everything like that.
Sure thing. Yeah. I'm working on my third short film for this year. I'm just trying to build up like a little bit of a portfolio as a writer and director. So I'm putting them on my website. It's just my name.com. So there's that. And a recent movie I did, Emily's Dead. It's another horror film, actually. That's going to be coming out sometime in the coming months. I'm not exactly sure in what capacity, but that's on its way. And another short film I did that's like a proof of concept thriller for a feature came out recently online, and that one's called Watchful Eye. So, and it was really well done. I was very proud of the filmmakers on that. So
cool. Yeah,
lots of fun.
We'll check those out, and hopefully our audience will too.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, cool. No problem. Well, thank you again. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, great chatting. I hope you guys have a good day and stay out of the heat.
You as well. Too. Take care.
Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed our little interview with Cayla Berejikian.
It was great talking with her.
Yes.
A lot of great information, some cool stuff.
Freaking Catherine Carmichael. That's sick. Like, if you watch the Hell House movies, you know how important her character is, especially in the growing lore of the films. And it's pretty cool that we got to talk to her. So
yeah. And we just want to say thank you again, Cayla. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to say thank you to our listeners, because without you guys, this would not have been possible.
Exactly. So. And I hope if you're an aspiring actor, take a listen to this episode, and I hope you take something away from it, because, just go out and do it. That's basically what I took away from her
Joe
advice,
and
right?
Cayla both kind of gave us the same answer, which is just, if you want to do something, just do it.
Exactly.
Which is kind of what we're doing. I mean, we've told you guys that before too, but Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm
And
happy that happened. It was
And we'll
a
leave
fun
you at
episode.
that because I think that's the best way to kind of sign off.
Yeah. If you guys, I don't know, again, have any kind of short films, I don't know if you've seen some of our stuff that we've been releasing under SPN Productions. If you're listening to the episode, we do have some fun content on YouTube now. We have short films. We have these little spoofs. We have a whole bunch of different things. So if you
Go
just
check 'em
listen to the
out.
episode, then yeah, run over to our YouTube channel and check it out. Also, if you have a horror project that you want to get out in front of people, a growing audience, let us know. Submit your project to SPN Productions. The link is in our bio on our YouTube, Instagram, pretty much everything. So yeah, we do want to help you guys get your vision out there, because that's really just what we're doing. Is we want to, you guys helped us get our vision out here, and now we want to help you get your vision out. So
exactly.
Thank you
You know where
again.
to find us, and we're gonna link her socials and everything down below. So feel free to check her out, give her a follow, and check out some of her stuff.
because we will.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
We'll see you around the graveyard.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Cayla.
Thanks for listening to this chilling episode of The Supernaturals. For your protection, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. And stay tuned for the next episode.